Yo, that was something for y'all. Create this vibe again. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We got this. DB Science Field semi-final Dobyns Classic. We'll see if we can get this pop for y'all.
Thank you very much, Bob Barrett, and a very pleasant good evening. Our technical director back at Radio Center, Bob Barrett, and welcome into a special night of the Arby's Classic, as it is every year. It's semifinal night of the 1992 Classic. But before we get to the semis, we got a little business to take care of, and it should be a very interesting little bit of business, as it will be, as Bob just pointed out, Dalzell-Hillcrest High School out of South Carolina taking on Ovita out of Florida to see who will advance on to play Statesboro tomorrow for 5th place. And a very pleasant good evening. Bill Meade with you, along with Paul Overby once again. And well, Paul, it's a special night as it always is in the Arby's Classic when you get to semifinal night. But boy, when you look at the crowd that we've got filing in here, and it looks like it's going to be a jam-packed Viking Hall, this just makes it a little bit more exciting.
Oh, great atmosphere. The kids love to play in front of big crowds. We have that here. We have outstanding basketball teams, outstanding basketball players. What more could one ask?
Indeed, and of course, earlier tonight, Ray Allen of this Dalzell-Hillcrest team won the slam dunk competition, and they are getting ready to square off against Ovita, Florida. These two teams got here by virtue of winning their first game, but then dropping their second. Hillcrest knocked off Tennessee High 70-64, then came back and gave it a gallant effort against an Albany, Georgia team last night before dropping the game 91-81. As for Ovita, they knocked off Sullivan Central 69-51 back 2 nights ago. Then last night saw a 13-point fourth quarter lead evaporate and lose in overtime to Good Pasture 86-81. And I'll tell you what, we've talked about it before, and we're going to see some great basketball here tonight. This game coming up, then we've got Dobyns-Bennett and Science Hill, and we're excited about that one. And I hope everybody sticks around for the last game as well, because we're going to see 4 of the finest players to ever set foot on this basketball floor competing.
Oh, no doubt about that. Just have to stay and watch these kids play. If you haven't seen them play, you're missing a real treat.
And if you haven't got here yet, you still got plenty of time to come on in and check out the action. Dalzell-Hillcrest High School, the Wildcats are 7-1. Their first loss of the year last night to the Albany, Georgia squad. Ovita, Florida, 5-7 on the year, as they will be coming into the game with a chance last night to even up their record. They are now 5-7 on the campaign. We're going to be back to set the stage for this one and give you the starting lineups as we continue right after we take this 60-second break.
I was talking to a parent at a game last night, and you can tell a good team by the way they group up. So that's the signs of things that don't get people out. If your team looks sloppy,
we're off.
You're supposed to look choreographed, so well over.
I thought he was. I was talking to you, and I thought I better get back to work.
Look at Science Hill down here.
We will be in 30 seconds.
Everybody's spaced
all
out.
Right.
Balls ain't all over the place, bouncing around. Everybody's in control. Same thing going on down here on this end. Genesis City versus Kingsport. We're playing in Bristol. That's the Tri-Cities all the way around.
Back here at Viking Hall as we get ready for action between Dalzell-Hillcrest and the folks from Ovita, Florida. A couple of teams that are making their first appearances ever here at the Arby's Classic. And, of course, Ovita, only the second Florida team to ever make an appearance here at Bristol. And it amazes me.
It amazes me how these people going to sit down. I'm proud of the seats are taking it.
That's what I was
still coming in.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, I'm just wondering where all these people going to sit.
They wanted.
Haven't locked the doors yet. They're hanging on the rails, I believe.
You know, it's interesting. A couple or 3 years ago, the night that Science Hill played Bayside, and we were discussing it over at the press table. A lot of people tended to disagree that was the biggest crowd ever here, but Bill Bingham told us this morning that he felt like that was the biggest crowd, because that night they had a pin set outside under the bleachers over here, and for everybody that left, they let a person in. And we got maybe the same sort of workings in the makings here, so to speak.
They got all pins set up out there. I saw I saw those little brackets or whatever, those little railings that they had specially set up outside, so maybe there's people out there waiting.
But they are still filing in, and maybe a lot of people seem to think the game between DB and Sign Seal does start at 6:30. That's not the case. It'll be 8 o'clock is when that one will tip off.
Exactly right. And if you're on your way, please come on up. They'll probably try to get you in here some way.
Matter of fact, let's go ahead and give us a Putt Golf and Games pass away. This is a free $10 or a $10 gift certificate, good at Putt Golf and Games on Wesley Street in Johnson City. And